Our thieves have stolen the Celestial Codex from Delphi Manor, managed to stop the cultists and the weird ritual that was happening there. Just barely, as they almost perished, but it was fine. Everything ended up working out just fine, as Razz had finished off the ritual. They now have arrived sort of back and have taken a bit of downtime in their tavern. Anabel has started to feel a bit better, and actually we'll start off with Anabel. Anabel, you have a gift that appears to be in the sort of wrapping. So what would you like to do with it?
I'm gonna unwrap it.
Okay.
I'm feeling better.
Yep. So unwrapping it, you see what it looks like, sort of like this blue scroll of sorts. There's a little note that says, this can be used to help with any sort of, let's just say, knowing your location a bit better. Just place it against a wall or a surface.
Nice. Alright. Shove it onto my belt.
Yep. And so you have that now. And Nick, you have received a letter from Jay saying to meet up, and he has basically a job for you. He wants to meet you at a restaurant known as the Painted Petal.
They serve all beef.
Did it actually say to come alone, or should I bring my friends?
It said to come alone.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go
so
with him.
apparently I've got a date.
Yeah, I was like, it's his date. No.
Yeah.
You need to get a job at the restaurant to watch over you?
No, I should be fine.
It's the guys who are behind the brochure, like the menu, looking up, trying to see what's going on, trying to make sure everything's going well.
Saying?
That's why I want to go, so I can hear what they're
louder.
thinking.
I'm doing this like emergency call if it doesn't go good.
Well, have fun on your date.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Sorry, I can't strap a sending stone to myself to undercover mic.
Record this session. Yeah, that'd be really smart actually. If you had a sending stone, I would allow it. But unfortunately, not yet. I think you probably should invest in one though. That might be.
I
good.
have detect thoughts.
That's true.
Detect his thoughts from like a mile away.
But
30 feet. I'm just gonna go sit on the roof.
don't worry about it. Everything should be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna start heading over to the Painted Petal.
Okay.
Yeah, but once you start listening to people's thoughts, you can't stop.
It's addiction.
It's an addiction.
It's real fun.
Unless you're listening to Samantha's thoughts.
Like that guy over there, he has to pee.
There's some guy in the tavern. There's some guy in the tavern, like talking to like some friend he has. You see his leg moving. He's like, he kind of looks around. He goes, why do I have a weird head thing going? Anyways, I really gotta pee.
Just go. It's bad for your kidneys to hold it.
So, anything you guys are doing before I head over to Nick and see what he's up to?
Probably just manning the tavern.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Samantha's practicing with her new polearm.
Yep. You do know that your next job in the Golden Vault will be coming soon, relatively soon. You don't know when, but probably within the next day or so.
I'm just sitting in the corner of the tavern like a really nosy Professor X, just listening to everybody's thoughts.
Yep. So, as you arrive at the restaurant, Nick, it appears to be a very nice restaurant. Very you see some finely dressed people. Clearly a place that's very expensive for nobles and such. You maybe look a little strange around here, but no one really bats an eye that much. It is still Luskin, so it is still just this weird hodgepodge of people. And as you're kind of sitting there and you kind of enter the building, you see Ruthie sitting or standing there and says, I'm glad you could make it, Nick.
It's nice to be here, and thank you so much for the invite, Ruthie. And obviously, maybe we keep this quiet, but obviously this is kind of more of a disguise. Who are you really, or can you tell me?
Let's get situated and let's take a seat and we can talk. Thankfully, as far as I'm concerned, this whole sort of restaurant, I have a sort of a private area in the back. So
that's
I
I thought.
rented out a whole thing.
Yeah.
Rented out a whole area in the back. Get any food you wish to get. Feel free to order whatever. I'm paying for it.
Good. Some oysters. Let's see. Some shrimp on the barbie. I'm good. Thank you. And some ale, of course. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. Sounds delicious. And eventually he leads you back through this busy room, and eventually into this private room where it appears to be just a small sitting table. Still relatively decent, probably about a bit smaller than the rooms outside, or not rooms outside, but tables outside. But quite lavish chairs compared to the rest of them. And he sort of takes a seat, and gestures for you to take a seat, and he says, as you might know, I've been signing the letters not with an R or anything like that. It's kind of hard to carry on a conversation considering you already know that I'm not who I say I am, so I'll drop the end. And you see illusion sort of fade around him as you see this tall, sort of handsome drow with this nice sort of almost noble-ish attire, but still very like just still this like leather armor, but still kind of looks nice and sort of noble-ish. He wears a purple hat with a feather, and he has a eye patch over one of his eyes. And
would I recognize him? Or
you give me a history check at
Yeah.
advantage.
$17.
Yeah. So you're from the Underdark, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you easily recognize this as Jarlaxle Banray, an infamous sort of infamous outlaw, of course. As you know, sort of isn't really. He still kind of works with the Drow House quite a bit, but not really all that much. Sort of a deserter, kind of similar to yourself in a way. But you are aware of him. You know he's a very famous drow. But however you react in his presence, that's up to you.
Yes, well, obviously you're Jarlaxle Baenri, and it's an honor to have already gotten your attention. And certainly anything I can do to help you out, I would be thrilled to do, especially for here in Luskan. You've done a lot of great work for what's going on here in town.
Yes. Well, let's just say I've been keeping a close eye on you and your group. And I believe you could be a very helpful asset to me. Of course, you can discuss this with your allies as well. I don't really care. But we intercepted a message from your Golden Vault. Supposedly, we've been looking into the Golden Vault ever since we heard about your group. Maybe it was a little bit after the, what was it, museum incident. We heard about you, and that's when we saw you at the casino, and thought, well, might as well introduce ourselves. But the Golden Vault is a mysterious force. I'm not too sure what exactly they are, or what their intentions are, but that's not my choice to make. What I'm offering you here is another choice. Let's just say the next mission that is coming up is a mission to break out, let's just say a prisoner at Revel's End, a prison not too far from here. You've probably heard of it. It is an ice fortress near Icewind Dale. As far as we're concerned, the mission is to break out a dwarven prisoner. And supposedly they have a key to a vault somewhere in the Underdark. Whatever the Golden Vault and their ally is willing to offer you, I will offer you double if you bring the key to me.
Instead of taking it to them.
Yes.
Don't you think that might get us in trouble with, I mean, they are basically our employers.
That's why I said it's your decision.
Right.
You don't have to do this for me, but let's just say you would be part of Bregan Diarth at that point. You would be part of it, and you would have your own little crew, of course, still with your friends. That's perfectly fine. But you would be sort of like not like a subsect, but definitely like a spin-off group or whatever.
Right.
Don't really, if you were to do this.
As much of it would be an honor to be able to do that, then we would also not get any future jobs from our Golden Vault employers.
I'm aware of that.
Interesting. Oh. They're going to ask us to bring them the key.
Well, you're going to bring the key to whoever hired them to hire you, if that makes any sense. Like they normally do.
What if we made a copy of the key? Gave one to you and one to them. Or maybe a key that might have a bit of a flaw, but still be a key. Does that make sense? Look like the key. So basically what we're doing is making sure that I'm certainly, your offer is fantastic. I don't want to necessarily be on their bad side either.
We can arrange that.
All right. Or maybe even you could, once we've got it, you could make a copy for yourself, and we could give the original back to Golden Vault.
Perhaps.
Excellent.
One other thing I will warn you about, and it's not really too much of a concern, but it is happening. I have heard rumors of another organization. Supposedly, they have been taking the, not really blame, but the, how do you say this? Sort of like they've been, so you know how you all have robbed the mansion and the casino, or not the mansion, but the casino and the museum?
Yes. Well, we also robbed the mansion, but that's neither here nor there.
You robbed a mansion? Oh, well. Anyways. You can assume that probably most people don't know about that because I was so far.
That's exactly.
Yeah. And he says, this group has basically been taking the blame for that. Been taking your sort of credit, if that makes any sense. For some odd reason, they claim to be a thieves sort of guild known as the Red Flame. I don't know what their intentions are, but they have been taking credit for your heists. I don't really see this as a bad thing for you, but it is a bit concerning, just the fact that they're doing that.
Well, it seems like they could be easily taken down if the authorities are looking at them instead of us. I think that's actually a good thing. It keeps the heat off of us.
Well, yes, but you must remember that most of these heists that you've done pretty great things. I mean, the museum, you stopped basically a criminal museum in a way, and they've been taking of course, the law is after them, and I'm certainly looking into them and trying to find out who they are, but people might be behind them more, if that makes any sense.
That's something certainly to keep an eye out for.
Yeah. I don't know who their leader is or what they have planned, but just be careful.
All right. And so when we get this key, do we just come back here to the Painted Petal to find you?
I will be here, yes.
All right. John Axel, it's an honor to meet you finally, and if you need us for anything else, you just let us know, and we'll keep in touch.
Oh, I'm sure we will meet again.
All right. By this time, I'm sure I've finished all my food.
Yep. You've gotten seconds at this point, probably. As he's just like, just eat however much you want. You can take a to-go box too if you want to.
Tall, skinny elf. I probably have the metabolism so high that I can eat whatever I want.
But eventually you do leave and head back to your group as the tavern appears to be slowing down. Work has sort of stopped. It's only open for, I think, 4 hours a day for some reason.
Only happy hour.
And so yeah, you're right back, Nick.
Oh, right. Hey, we need to have a little bit of a meeting.
How was your date?
It was good, especially when I found out who he was. You guys, I don't know, you're not around, Aries, you're not from around here, but there's a guy named Jalaxel. Have you ever heard of him?
No, can't say I have.
Basically, he runs Luskan, has been for a few years, and kind of underneath. He's not like the actual mayor or anything like that. He runs the crime unit of Luskan. Does that make sense?
Crime syndicate?
Yeah, but also they basically have the hands in all the government of Luskan too, so...
He basically is Luskan.
He is Luskan.
He is Luskan.
We've kind of gotten their attention, and they would like us to do a job for them rather than whilst we're doing something for the Golden Vault. Because apparently the next job we're going to get from the Golden Vault is to go rescue a dwarven prisoner out of Rebel's End up in Icewind Dale. If any of you guys have heard of that.
Oh, is Jonathan going to be there?
Jonathan? Probably. He's pretty popular.
Yeah.
Jonathan! Yes. But so I think it's a great opportunity. What they're wanting is this key that we're supposed to get from this dwarven prisoner. Jalaxel is asking for the key instead, and I did talk to him about it. I said my only problem with doing that is if we don't get the key to Golden Vault, then they're going to be upset at us, and I don't necessarily want to upset them. But I also think it's a great opportunity to be working with Jalaxel and breaking the earth. So I thought, you know what? Why don't we make a copy of the key so we can give the original to Golden Vault, but then Jalaxel can also have a copy of the key, and we can keep working with them. Basically working both sides.
You want me to be a double agent?
No. I really think that would be a bad idea. I'm just saying here, I don't know.
Yes, because I'm sure working both sides won't go wrong at all.
You want me to have two jobs?
No. That is, you could barely hold down one.
Just got the tavern.
I work in the tavern. I already have two jobs. You want me to have three jobs?
Oh, goodness.
The more friends we make, the more enemies we also make.
That's true. In fact, actually, speaking of enemies, apparently, according to Jalaxel, there's an organization known as the Red Flame that is taking the blame for our past heists.
So we need to...
There's where you can be a double agent, Samantha.
Go work for the Red Flame?
Work for the Red Flame.
I hear they're hiring.
I don't know if that's going to be a good.
I mean, I can go let them know that it's not nice to take credit for other people's work.
Well,
We don't want to do that.
You could. I think that might show our hand, which might not be a good idea.
No, I'm not going to give them my hand.
Show the hand as in remember when you were playing poker and stuff?
I didn't play poker.
Send in Anabel and her new fancy hat.
That's true.
I do have a good hat.
If only you knew where the red flame were located.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
think
we
it's
can find out.
I think it's just something to keep our ear to the ground. If we hear anything about the red flame, we should probably make sure. Then I think we could talk about maybe Anabel and even myself. I've got plenty of disguises. I could disguise myself and figure out a way into there.
We
Well,
need to start a
let's-
misinformation campaign.
let's
Pepper
keep
town
our
with flyers.
ears to the
flyers
ground about them, and then once we find out where they're located, perhaps inform our little detective that's been hanging around here.
Oh, right.
That's
We
true.
could tell him the red flame are doing things. That way he's not snooping around us.
Exactly.
Anyway,
What about that guy?
you forgot about the detective.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I remember the detective. I'm trying to be friends with him.
So it's getting about late-ish. Anyone wanting to do anything else before you head off to bed?
Having heard that we may be replicating a key, I want to take out my forgery kit, my jeweler's kit, and make sure that they're in perfect order, so that no matter what kind of key this is, I'm able to make a copy.
All right, sounds good. Say, Razz, you still hear kind of from your ring. You hear, listen, I could help you.
Oh, I'm gonna go talk to him.
Okay. You want to go in your ring and talk to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of a rest in there. I can got a few hours. I have to
Eventually-
organize somehow. I have so much stuff to put in there now.
He says, oh, well, thank you for hearing me out on this. And he
Man,
says,
you're lucky you're with me. That one guy
May
wanted
I-
to burn it. Burn it all.
May I, let's just say, may I appear before you in my true form, if that's allowed?
Eldritch blue.
Go ahead.
All right.
No fast movement.
You see the celestial codex start to shake a little bit, and all of a sudden you see almost this spectral form sort of move out of it and into a chair in your thing. And you see this very interesting figure. Appears to be sort of humanoidish, wearing once again this nice noble attire. Sort of looks a bit ghostly in a way. Clearly not really there, but appearing to push his essence out of the book, if that makes any sense. But he appears to have red skin with horns that are bent backwards, and just a glare that could probably scare anyone who wouldn't be Razzmatazz. And he looks at you
Go on.
He says, let me properly introduce myself. My name is Estalio. I am a devil from the Nine Hells.
I'll write that down.
That sounds familiar.
Estalio?
Is that got a little squiggle over any of the letters? No, never mind.
It's just
Go on.
Estalio. He says, they trapped me in that codex a while back ago, trying to pawn me off after I gave them power.
What did you do?
Let's just say I had, well, you would know, I had a warlock of sorts. I gave him all the power he ever wanted, and you know what I got in return? Trapped
Put in a book?
Yes. This is probably only a few years back.
I know all
Even
about being put
riches,
in things. See that?
Power.
This ring house right here.
Yes, this is quite impressive. Anyways, let's cut to the chase. You probably don't want to hear my pleasantries. But let's just say if you were to help me seek revenge, I might be willing to give you more of your power.
You had me at revenge.
How do you feel about having two patrons?
Well, two is
I would
more
be-
than one, and I like power.
I won't be able to give you as much power as your previous one, as I unfortunately lost most of my power to the previous warlock, but let's just say there are some invocations I may be able to give.
Go on.
As long as you are in my servitude and you promise to do that, I'm willing to give you a few more invocations.
And all I gotta do is kill some guy that you point out randomly?
Well, basically, yes.
You had me at revenge.
I'm not too sure where he went off in the recent years, but I'm sure we could find out. The more information you find out, the more power I may be willing to lend.
What kind of power are you offering?
Oh, you know, just your simple invocations.
I'm in. I mean,
it's
just one person? Just one person is all you need revenge on? This warlock?
Just one person and their entire life ruined.
Oh, well, that goes without saying.
And you see him sort of take his hand, and he snaps, and a little bit of fire appears, and all of a sudden a contract appears before you. He says, sign this, and our
I've
little
been
deal
waiting
will
for this
begin.
moment my whole life.
Make sure you read the fine print.
A chance to sell out.
Sell out to a devil.
I've been waiting for my chance to sell out, and it's never happened yet.
Let me see here. Nope, I do not have see invisibility. I will sign it.
Okay, yeah. Let's say you take a quick glance over. It appears to just be stating everything he said, ruining his whole life, binding him, and you sign it, and he sort of takes the scroll, makes it disappear again, and he says, all right. And he you see him swirl around some magic, and some essence goes into you.
Ew!
And you can add another invocation to yourself.
Yes.
Oh.
You had one prepared too, didn't you?
Intelligence 10, wisdom 12. Yeah, I'm signing whatever.
He says, I'll be waiting in here, and I'll let you know if we find anything out.
An extra invocation. I'm gonna make you regret that. I mean, thank you. Right on, right on. I think I only have 4 hours in the ring, so I can't take a full long rest in there. But
Yep. So, you have made a deal with the devil. Congrats.
Yay.
yeah,
When you said Astalio, I realized that you'd mentioned that last week. That's why.
Did I mention Estalio last week? Yeah.
So that's why it sounded familiar. It's like, where have I heard that from? Well, this is the last time you mentioned that the book was the name of it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, how do I add an extra invocation?
You might have to add the Eldritch
feat.
Yeah, add the Eldritch invocation to your.
Oh, there you go.
can go to features and traits, scroll down to the bottom, and add the I forget what feat that's called. Is it Eldritch invocation?
I think it is.
It's like Eldritch something. You'll find it. So next morning, you guys receive mail.
Yes.
Another letter with what looks like, which is probably a key in it.
All right, guys, gather around. Let's go to our music box and see what the Golden Vault has in store for us.
We're going to prison.
Hopefully, we're just visiting. Don't go to jail all the way to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
But I want
So
$200.
looking at the key, it appears to look like this, a pretty mundane key with like these weird symbols around the circle, but with just nothing in the middle. Appears to be really mundane, really simple. So yeah.
Can I read the runes?
Sure. Give me a history check. Or do you know Dwarvish? Does anyone know Dwarvish?
No, I don't.
No.
No.
No one knows Dwarvish?
Hold on.
I speak giant and goblin. What do you want?
I speak Elvish, Primordial, and Undercommon.
You guys really chose the weird languages.
Yeah, that's well. I thought maybe it might come in handy.
I apparently closed my character sheet.
I-
Hold on.
I just chose badly in middle school and took Goblin.
Goblins. That was a horrible elective. Why would you choose that as an elective?
Well, I started out at Giant, and everybody's like, "Oh, that'll really help you if you go into medicine." And I was like, but then I realized that Goblin, that's going to be something that you need just to get through everyday life. And so I tried to take that, but it was much more difficult.
I think Goblin. I'm pretty sure Goblin and
Giant are
like.
Oi.
Pretty sure Goblin and Giant are actually in like similar scripts, if I remember correctly.
I got
That's
Elvish,
what they told
Goblin,
me whenever I said
Sylvan,
everything
and
traces
Thieves
back to Giant.
and
Yeah, so-
Undercommon.
So someone give me a history check, I suppose.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Oh
Yeah,
my, 18.
18. So it is definitely dwarvish. Some sort of dwarven text. Looks ancient. You can't quite tell exactly what it says.
Right.
But it may not be important. So
Right. All right. So let's play this key.
So you insert it into the lockbox as the voice speaks, "Greetings, operatives. We have discovered the location of a great dwarven treasure, but only a prisoner incarcerated within the prison Revel's Inn knows how to access the vault. This quest, should you choose to undertake it, requires you to travel to the prison, infiltrate it, and learn how to access the treasure from the prison. Return this information to the dwarf known as Varen Axebreaker, who will brief you on the details of the mission. Good luck, operatives." And
Can we just give Jarl Axel that key?
Oh, I think it's a different key that we need.
well, as you insert the key, it
You
disappears.
don't know
as soon as-
that.
And
It
it disappears.
disappears. Yeah. And a little bit later, you hear a knock at the door.
TikTok, go answer the door.
Okay. And he sort of opens the door. And sitting there, you see this dwarf. Appears to have braided hair and a black beard with streaks of gray. He wears basically this loose, comfortable robe under which you see some breastplate, it looks like. And he says, "Hello, I'm Varen. I know this seems like weird timing, but I was kind of already here, so I just waited for you to play that message."
Can you repeat the mission?
Hear you
one more
outside
time?
listening to us, listening to the message.
She was waiting.
Listen. I mean, yes, I was. Okay, I'll be honest with you.
Anabel, I told you we need to get soundproofing.
Yeah, we definitely need it.
I'm tired of hearing
Enforce
Razz
this
in the
place.
morning.
Everybody farts.
Not everybody's flatulence shakes the rooms.
It's
Goodness.
It's impressive for one so
I thought it was a
puny.
contest.
Baron just sitting there like,
You need to check your
Okay.
fiber intake. I'm doing it right. I'm following Professor Kellogg and his teaching.
Anyways, thank you for hearing me out. I'm assuming you're willing to take the mission.
Of course, yes.
But we haven't
didn't really
decided that yet. I mean,
Yes,
we kind of jumped the gun. He's here, and we haven't even said that we were going to do it. I don't
Listen,
even remember
I'll-
what the mission is.
I'll be quite honest with you. I'm very anxious to get this done. I mean, it's my people's like legacy. This vault.
You're right. Yeah, and so so I completely understand. But for Samantha's sake, go through it again. What it is we need to do.
Yeah. So we've located wealth stolen from us many years ago, but it's sealed in a vault that is magically locked. If you could recover the key, whatever it is, you'll gain the undying gratitude of Clan Axebreaker, and I'll catch you in a percentage of the recovered treasure, of course. The catch here is the person who knows how to open the vaults is rotting away in the prison of Revel's Inn, as you already know. She's proved uncooperative with my people in the past, but I recently discovered the vault where she hid what she stole from us. I need you to question her and learn how to open the vault. How you do that is up to you. If you need to spring her from the prison in exchange for this information, please do so. I can provide you with a way in, as well as the layouts of Rebel's End and a few useful tricks.
And what percentage of the vault gold are we getting?
3%.
That seems a little low. We're taking all the risk. Most contract obligations of this endeavor is usually like a 10% split.
Maybe a
I'm
persuasion
with
check.
Samantha on this.
Someone make a persuasion check.
I'll do it.
Yeah, someone who can make a persuasion check.
Samantha's actually persuasive. She's proficient in it.
That is going to be a 15.
See? He says, I'll up it to 4, but I won't go any further. You see, the thing is 4% sounds like not much, right? But 4% of this treasure is quite a bit.
Well, but you see, we have to then again split it amongst my.
Okay, so 4% each. So that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 20%. Okay, that sounds good.
That's our accountant.
Can
No.
we not have her be the accountant?
That giant glaive over there is her adding machine.
4% is as far as I will go.
That should be fine. What about, so you found the vault, but you don't know where the key is, and the key is this prisoner. What is her name?
They call her,
Tim?
Prisoner
Sorry.
Give me just 1 moment.
There are some who call me Tim. Oh, great Tim.
Hey, Aiden, real quick, while you're doing something, I have a question for you. So with my new invocation, I obviously took the Book of Secrets, and I took
it's not. Well, it's Book of Secrets. Yeah.
Book of Ancient Secrets.
Yeah.
And I took Find Familiar, and can I, since I'm a fairy, can I get a pseudo dragon?
You didn't take Chain, did you?
Nope.
Then no. Maybe you can earn it later
I'm a
on.
fae.
What happened to your dog?
He lives here at the restaurant,
Okay.
getting fat on table scraps. I don't even have any gear on Roscoe anymore. I just put it all in my ring and let him roam wild.
What is her real name? Does the module just not say her real name?
It's
I
not
could have sworn it did.
It's the only dwarf.
Her name is TBA.
Well, okay, so I might tell you later, but he says she is known as Prisoner 13.
All right.
They don't really
number
have
13?
names. They don't really have names necessarily in the prison. They just have numbers.
Right.
Does that mean that she's the 13th ever accepted in this prison? Or does that mean that there
the numbers
are
get changed
12?
out?
Oh, when you leave, the number goes back into circulation?
Yes. Let's just say she's never going to leave, so she's been Prisoner 13 for quite a few years.
Well, I think it's time to return the number to the system.
Yeah, sometimes they'll retire your number, put a jersey up on the...
There is more than 13 prisoners in this prison, I will have you know.
Yes.
You said you had an inn for us. What does that look like?
Yes. So, and this is why you only get 4%, is first off, I've already found the vault. Second off, I've already arranged for something to get you into the prison.
Oh,
basically, the prison, of course, will provide transport, and you will. They change out not shifts, but actual people that work there every few months. So the guards change because it's very cold there and can be very demanding on a person's mental health. Let's just say.
How progressive.
And
Only for the guards.
there will soon be another change in sort of the people that arrive there. Usually about 1/3 of new arrivals come and 1/3 leave every month. And this includes guards, chefs. Let's see what else. Yeah, mostly guards and chefs.
Personnel of the entire prison.
Suggesting that I get a 4th job?
I mean, this wouldn't really be a proper job. You're there to do.
Wait. No. This would be a
heist.
5th job. If I get hired as a security guard.
I don't
This
believe
is
you
really-
show back up to your other jobs, do you?
You see him like take a second. He sort of whispers under his breath, "This is really the group they gave me." Well, let's just say we can take some people out of the scenario. Basically, have you take their positions. They won't
Right.
be harmed. I promise you that. But
Yeah, something will have just come up for them.
yeah,
Maybe they won the lottery or whatever.
I mean, you could also go in as a visitor, I suppose, if you really want to.
I think having God access would allow us to go anywhere we needed in the entire place. So
I will let you know that you would be considered new guards, so you would have to get interviewed. At that point, I would recommend getting out of there, but that's just me. But
All right.
You can also go as cooks as well.
I like that better. What do you guys think? Also, how long is it going to take us to get there?
It will take you about a week's time.
Ah, good. A 10-day?
A 10-day, I'd say, yes.
All right. That gives us plenty of time for me to make disguises for everyone.
And he says, "Here, hold on one second." And he retrieves a faceted sapphire the size of a small orange and places it on the table. He sort of waves his hand over the gem, and a glowing blue image of a building floor plan appears in the air above it. He taps the gem, and the image vanishes. The sapphire splits into sections, and he passes one fragment to each of you. The fragment grows warm in your hands, melts, then vanishes, leaving a warm, tingling sensation behind you. Think about the map of Revel's End. You'll be able to see it.
Okay.
That's a very cool trick.
I like that.
This is my favorite thing ever. Just letting you know, Baron. I love this idea. Can you do this with everything?
No. And he sort of says, that's it. Just think about it, and you'll see the map as I will show you the players.
Yeah.
map.
Yes.
As soon as I find it, where is it? In handouts, I think. Something out here. There
Do we want to go, guys? Do we want to go with chefs? I think that'll give us a little bit more access to.
I feel like the guards might have the most access. Are we able to split up, like, some as guards, some as chefs?
Yeah, you can do that.
I don't want to give up my weapon if I don't have to.
That's true. And whereas
Yeah,
I've got the
chef.
bag of holding, so I could hold all my stuff and just go into the kitchen. So I think, what about are they also hiring like cleaning crew?
Actually, as the planning is starting to begin, that's where we're going to have to end it as we are running low on time. So,
Okay.
as the plans are beginning and our crew is starting to get plans settled and ready, that's where we're going to end it.
Yes, chef.